You'll hear a lot of people mention letting go. A lot of people will just say, you just have to accept, you just have to breathe into it. It's very vague. There is really no practicality in this whole spiritual letting go world. So let's break it down in a very practical, logical way. Be aware of what you want to let go of. On a macro level, what this means is identifying the gold that is completely out of your awareness. Remember, there's what you know, there's what you know you don't know, there's what you don't know you don't know. That is on the macro level. This is done through different exercises, processes. You just went through here. It can be done through proactively triggering yourself, following the action, trigger, release, repeat formula. But ultimately, you want to bring that up. Okay, here's something that triggers me. Let me dive into it. Ooh, here's a pattern in my life that has been running me for a long period of time. Let me dive into that. Ooh, some shadow questions. Let me dive into that. That's the macro. Now, during the actual process of letting go, the micro, once we zoom in, this is done through mindfulness-based meditation. Now, you all hear meditation, it's pumped in the mainstream, and a lot of people think that there's only one way to meditate, which is you sit down, you put your timer on for 10, 20 minutes, and you focus on a spot on the wall. Or you sit down for 5, 20 minutes, and you look at your thoughts. Or you repeat a mantra again and again and again. Now, do those practices help, yes or no? Yes. Of course. And it is much better than doing nothing. However, the approach that we take here, if you want to generalize the two mainstream style of meditations. One is concentration-based, where you focus on something to run away from your problems. The other, which is mindfulness, is we focus directly on your problems. And once you view it through this lens, it's very shocking to see how much of mainstream meditation is simply an escape. Even focusing on the now, which I love the work of Eckhart Tolle. Huge mentor, idol, respect him tremendously. However, in the way he articulates his thoughts and the way people misinterpret his thoughts, people try to chase presence. Right? We're like, hey, let me just focus on the now, focus on the now, focus on the now. What happens if you focus and concentrate on the now? If that's all you bring into your awareness, your problems fade away temporarily, no? So it is actually very healing. But does it ever get to the cause? No, because what happens when you stop focusing on the now, you're right back into it. It's like if I told you all to focus on this pen, okay? Look at the room around you right now. Take a good look. And now just look right here. Concentrate. Okay? Tip of the pen. You see it? You locking in on it? What happens the more you concentrate on this pen? Do you see the walls as much as before? Do you see the environment as much as before? Or do you just see the tip of the pen? Take it away. Oh, I'm back in the environment. That's what people do. I focus on the now, focus on the now, focus on the now. Mantra, mantra, mantra. Spot on the wall, spot on the wall. Great. As soon as you stop, you're back in the day-to-day grind and problems. Again, a great practice, but it doesn't get to the cause. And if you've been doing a lot of concentration-based meditation, that is huge because it will help you in mindfulness. To be clear, mindfulness meditation is we don't focus on the pen, we focus on everything that is pulling us away from the pen. We don't chase presence, we ask ourselves, what is getting in the way of presence? Bring your awareness to that, to your problems, let go of that, and then presence is the default. It's not something that you chase and pursue. You realize it, you attract it. Now within mindfulness-based meditation, there is a lot of intention and concentration. So those meditation concentration skills will transfer over, but the whole approach is very different. One is running away from, the other is diving right into. We're going to be diving right into. Okay, so that's the practice that I'm going to be taking you all through right now. Now going deeper on what you want to be aware of on the micro, what that means is during this mindfulness-based meditation, you're going to be bringing your awareness to the different sensations inside. Not thoughts. This is very important. If you try to let go of a thought and you focus on the thought, what happens? You think of a million similar thoughts. Thoughts are self-reinforcing and endless. I'm thinking of this scary situation. Oh, it reminds me of this scary. Oh, and this. And oh, endless. Not thoughts. Not emotions, but sensations. What's the difference between an emotion and a sensation? An emotion is simply the mental label that we place on different sensations. An emotion is very vague, and an emotion is not something that you can precisely locate in the body. If you take fear, what is fear? It's pretty vague, right? So it's this fear thing. Anger, it's this angry emotion, it's just this vague thing. A sensation is precise. For example, a knot in the stomach. Oh, I feel it right there. Whew, my heart's beating a little fast. Ooh, a little tingling. When those kick in, various sensations that you can locate, the mind analyzes, knot in the stomach, heart beating fast, tingling, fear, puts the stamp of fear on it. That's what the mind does. That's an emotion. You don't want to engage the mind, so we're not going to focus on emotions. We're going to focus on what comes first. And here's the beauty of it. Process various sensations, allow yourself to ultimately experience them. The emotion associated fades away, and all the thoughts associated to that fade away as well. That is getting to the cause when it comes to letting go. So during this mindfulness-based meditation, you will be bringing your awareness to the different sensations going on inside. Your mantra is, what are the associated sensations? Come back to that again and again. I'm going to be asking you various questions, having you sink into various perspectives. You might think of something, think of a memory, think of a person. Great. Your job is, okay, now that that person's in the light of my mind's eye, what are the sensations? What are the sensations? What are the sensations? Keep bringing it back to that. That is where the real work is done. And to facilitate this, what we're going to be doing in the first part of this meditation is bringing your awareness from up here all the way down to the base of your spine. Whether you believe in chakras or not, what you will find is that if you simply bring your awareness down there, you will immediately feel more grounded and be much more aware to how you feel inside. You get out of living up here, this mental thinking way of life, and you get into the body. Why do you need to get into the body? How else are you going to be aware of the sensations? So that's the first part of this meditation. Be aware of what you want to let go of. Macro, what we did here. Micro during, what are the associated sensations? To facilitate it, we bring our awareness to the base of your spine. From there, allow yourself to experience it fully. Well, that's where the beauty of letting go comes into place. People think, and this is a big mistake, that letting go is getting rid of. Okay, I located the sensation, knot in my stomach, great. Go. And that doesn't work. Why? Because by trying to get rid of it, you're still labeling it as something bad, and you're still resisting it. And whatever you resist persists. So you're still hanging on to it. So when it comes to the sensations, the goal is not to get rid of them, not to fix them, not to change them, not to understand them, not to make sense of them, simply to experience them. And this brings a very nuanced, subtle, yet key point where we think that if we do nothing, we're doing nothing. Right now, if you're all sitting still, you can even put your hands up. You feel like you're doing nothing, right? In this moment. Pure quiet, just, this is me doing nothing. No. Right now you're doing something. What are you doing? You are still internally attached to being a certain part of you, and you're still disowning and resisting other parts of you. You can bring your arms down. So what is letting go? Letting go isn't you doing the letting go. It's you taking a break from doing and actually not doing. Think of it as right now you're stuffing down. I gotta be good enough. No. Letting go is just stop. Instead of trying to do something, more feelings. What do I do? Just feel. That is letting go. If you think that letting go is another doing process, you already shot your foot off. It is the act of not doing and experiencing. Something that is very simple, but not easy to do. Okay? And to facilitate this, linking to the third step, let it come up and let it out, we're going to be doing various breathing cycles. And the breathing cycle, the breath that I like the most, is a pranic breath, where you're going to inhale through the nose for the count of 6, hold for 3, exhale out the mouth for the count of 6, making a shh sound, and hold for 3 again. So for 6, hold for 3, shh for 6, hold for 3. We're going to be doing this at the beginning from the base of your spine. This is simply to ground you in the body. But then also throughout the meditation, when it comes to those sensations, this breath can help once more, allowing yourself to experience it, letting it take over, and ultimately when you aren't attached and you aren't resisting, whatever's there will naturally run its course. Nothing is permanent unless you interfere. Okay? Now, your intention during the meditation, and this is also very important, is to move towards what you're feeling, not away from what you're feeling. And a good external practice that I'd recommend doing after this event is doing a cold shower. Not in the traditional self-help way, where people fight the cold, but in a way where you relax into the cold. See if you can go into that cold water, and you'll see the default. What's the default reflex? You tense up. Sensations of cold, default reflex, resist. The same as sensations you've been stuffing down, get triggered, bring them up, default is tense. So you can actually practice as an external tool in the cold showers, relaxing into it. And you'll probably go back and forth. You'll go in, it's cold, okay, deep breath. But that relaxing intention is the approach you're going to have to take during this meditation. As things come up into your awareness, as I guide you through it, you're going to sense that same stuff it down, and you're going to have to remind yourself, no, relax into it. And that 6-3-6-3 breath can help facilitate this tremendously. The way I personally even try to visualize it is, say a lot of sensations surface, and I'm like really triggered. I'm like, okay. Instead of stuffing it back down, on the inhale for 6, I'm going to open myself up to it. So for 6, I'm going to hold for 3, and on the exhale, which I'm sure you've all experienced, if you're swimming in a pool and you want to push yourself underwater, it's kind of this act of surrender, right? That's the approach with the sensations. It's like, shh, and I sink into them, fully surrendering to them, letting them take over, and then hold for 3 again. So it's opening up, feeling, not getting rid of. And this here is the final catch. You can't fake this. You can't be, okay, I'm going to feel you in order to let go of you. Are you gone yet? Because then you're still resisting it. You have to reach that point where you are 1,000% okay with it being there forever. And only then will it finally run its course. And it is important to also understand that what gets triggered, what's there, wants to run its course. It wants to leave. You don't have to push it out. It wants to go. You're keeping it captive right now. So this is really the process. And once more, I'm going to guide you through this. We're going to be doing this breath. The reason we also make a shh on the exhale is that it is said that making a sound really helps loosen yourself up or remove inner blockage. Now, with this breath, guess what? Does it work if you do 6, 3, 5, 1? Yes or no? Yes. No, it has to be 6, 3, 6. No, of course. Don't get attached to the technique. The only reason we're doing this is to facilitate these steps. That's it. The same with the position I recommend taking, which is both feet planted, sitting down, palms face down. Don't cross your legs, just straight down, back somewhat straight. Why? Simply because it's supposed to give you that feeling of just feeling grounded. Like you can handle some of those intense sensations. If you're like this, and a lot comes up, you fall. You're not as solid, even in a chair. Whatever you can communicate to your subconscious, I'm ready. I got this. Bring it, baby. Bring it. The better. And I'd also suggest doing this with your eyes closed. Why? Because the work happens on a felt sensation level. You want to get in touch with the internal. You don't want to get sucked into the external. And one last note, this is also why it is guided, because you don't want to think. Personally at home, what do? I listen to my own voice guiding me. I don't guide myself because I don't want to think. I just want to feel. And one last word of caution here. It is very possible, this is the favorite catchphrase of resistance during this type of meditation. Your mind's going to tell you, okay, this makes sense. Here we go. Guide me, Julien, guide me. You start diving in and nothing's there. And your mind tells you, okay, Julien's telling me to focus on the sensations, but I don't feel anything. There are no sensations. Classic line of resistance. The only way, and this is where you must not buy into that, the only way for you to have zero sensations is to be dead. Your body to be cold. By the mere fact of you being alive, there are sensations. And again, think of resistance. You want to get rid of it. Resistance wants to survive. What's the easiest way to survive if you're resistance? Convince the host you're not there. There are no sensations, nothing to let go of. Look, you don't feel anything, you're good. Move on, move along. Like, no. So don't buy the bluff. I don't feel anything. Am I dead? Nope, so I am feeling something. And then this is the other key. Ask yourself, if resistance tells you that, okay, thanks, resistance. What does not feeling anything feel like? Because that's another mental label. What are the sensations of nothingness? What are the sensations of emptiness? What are the sensations of not feeling anything? And you can tune into that. They might be more subtle, but that's fine. People get hooked on intense sensations, thinking that, oh, the more intense it is, the more work's being done. No. Subtle sensations, even feeling like there's nothing there, you're like, well, there's nothing, just a tingling in the jaw. Focus on that. You are still accomplishing a lot. And to even simplify this whole model, which, again, this is a gross simplification, you could say, hypothetically, to let go of one thing, let's just say you need to do 10, right? 1 all the way to 10 releases. However, all the way up to number 9, it feels like nothing is there. And then on the last one, 10, let's just say it's super intense. What people do is they embark on this, so okay, 1, not much, 2, not much, 3, not much, okay, I'm done. Didn't work. Without realizing that to access number 10, where it might be very intense, you first need to process the resistance through the first 9. And a lot of letting go of resistance feels like nothingness. So don't give up, keep on going. Just because it's subtle doesn't mean you aren't accomplishing a lot when it comes to letting go. And when you take this approach, things change tremendously. And what you'll realize is that your experience here might be subtle, might be very intense. But the key reminder, which I will tell you after this meditation, is what are we actually doing here? Nothing magic, nothing surreal. We aren't summoning unicorns and fairies and spiritual beings. We're simply feeling what's going on inside. The most simple thing, yet the thing that none of us do. Walk out in the street, no one's doing this. We're all trying to run away from what we're feeling, trying to express it, scream it out, trying to distract ourselves, trying to numb ourselves. Let me smoke, let me drink, maybe some drugs, more food. We never actually stop to feel. Feeling, diving into, that's the portal to crushing it internally and externally in life.